Batman the Detective, issue number 2 from DC Comics. So, can anyone tell me why this series is called Batman the Detective? Because he hardly does any detective work. Like, the very first issue had him fist fighting a ghost and then attacking a bunch of people who were trying to shoot at him with guns. Like, he used his brawn more than he used his brains. And this issue, kind of no difference. I mean, this issue has a lot more talking than action, like the first one did. But once again, Batman's not really being a detective. Like, the very first scene is him doing his classic chucking people off a high building, in this case, a giant clock tower, and then, pulling them back up because he has a rope around their leg as he questions them. So, yeah, classic Batman move. Eventually, the rope snaps. He uses his grappling hook to hook around the guy's leg and save him. And I'm just like, okay, this dude's falling. And basically, the grappling hook wrapped around his leg and yanked him to a complete stop. Why didn't he pull a Gwen Stacy right here? His neck should have snapped from the momentum alone. Anyways, Batman lets him run free, and then it turns out that Batman has a tracker on him. And so we cut to Batman in the car with, I don't even remember her name anymore, the Squire. So Batman's in the car with the Squire, and basically talking about, like, hey, like, why are you doing this? How old are you? Oh, you're 14. Why are you spending your time trying to fight criminals and stuff like that instead of living a life with, your family and stuff? It turns out she's an orphan. She was adopted. The parents were treating her very bad. But yeah, so basically, she was treated like garbage, and then Knight saved her. And so then we cut to Knight where she's recovering in an underground hospital. We get more talking, and then eventually we cut to the villains of this story. And for anyone who didn't read the first issue or watch my first video, the story is basically that there's these terrorists who dress up like Batman, only in all white, and they're basically going around locating and killing everyone that Batman has saved. So they're basically trying to make it so that they're basically trying to undo all the good that Batman has done. So everyone that was ever saved by Batman gets killed. Which leads me to believe that a couple of things are going to happen. Either number one, it's going to turn out that the leader is someone that Batman has saved, and in turn, she's going to have to kill herself because of that. Or, some point in the story, Batman's going to save her, and then she realizes, crap, he saved me. I got to kill myself now. Those are my thoughts. Maybe I'm going to end up being wrong, but we'll see. But that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But yeah, so anyways, they're in their hideout, and the person that Batman was interrogating earlier shows up, and he basically says, hey, like, I was able to make my escape, but they strip him naked and they find a tracking device inside his body. And I'm just kind of wondering, how the hell did Batman put a tracking device inside this guy's body without this guy knowing? Like, I don't know. None of this makes any sense. Like I said, in the very first issue, we had Batman fighting a ghost with his fist. Yeah, he had like these gauntlets that Constantine gave him that allowed him to fight ghosts. But still, I'm like, in a series called Batman the Detective, why the hell is he fighting a ghost? What the hell does that have to do with being a detective? And then now in here, Batman apparently was able to stick that's a pretty big tracking bug as well. But yeah, bat-shaped tracking device into this guy's body without this guy realizing it. How he was able to pull that off, I have no idea. But that's Batman for you, I guess. So anyways, like, so Batman saved you, right? He's like, yeah, well, then he shouldn't exist. So then they shoot him. So yeah, then we have Batman in a train, and he's reading something, and I guess this is maybe the closest that we have to him being a detective. And it's literally only one panel. It's literally one panel, and then he hears a knock, he hears footsteps, and then he goes up on top of the train roof where he meets Henri Ducard, who I guess is a criminal who taught Batman how to hunt. Again, there's no detective work at all. I mean, I'm guessing if you're going to have... Batman doesn't really do any hunting here either, but if you're going to have Batman start hunting, then shouldn't this be called then Batman the Hunter? Like, the first issue should be Batman the Ghost Fighter, or I guess to take a page out of Ash Evil Dead, Batman the Ghost Beater. And then this can be Batman the Hunter, I guess. But not Batman the Detective. There's no detective work in this series. I don't... Why is this called Batman the Detective? I mean, I guess we get one scene where Batman shows up at the old hideout and he finds the dead soldier that he had tracked earlier. And then basically Batman does a flash of light and then he says, oh, the evidence here has been scrubbed clean. So that's kind of it. So he's not even doing like what very little detective work. Would that even be considered detective work? He literally just flashes like a light and he's like, oh, well, this place has been scrubbed. All right. Like that's not really detectiving. But I guess, I mean, if we want to count that, then he's basically letting all the machines do all the detective work for him, which is just like what the first issue did. The first issue, Batman put like this like tripod-looking thing, and it basically scanned the this crash site, and it did all the detectiving for him. He's not doing any detective work, and I know I'm kind of beating into this, but I want Batman the detective. I want to see him be a detective. That's actually my favorite part of Batman is the fact that he's a detective. He's the world's greatest detective, but no one ever does any of the detective stuff with him. Like my favorite part of the Telltale games and the Arkham games is when you get to do actual detective work and going over like a scene of a crime and stuff like that and trying to piece things together. Like that's cool. I want to see that. But we're not seeing any of that. Instead, we're seeing Batman punching ghosts and running on top of train roofs and throwing people off buildings. Like, there's no detective work in this series, and it's really annoying. Other than that, the story itself is good. I mean, it's fine. It's interesting. I like the fact that there's, like, a group that's basically trying to undo all the good work Batman has done by killing everyone that he saved. Like, that's a really cool premise. The artwork's actually pretty good, too. The action scenes are good. So, yeah, I mean, everything about this series is good. It's a good series. It's just false advertising with that title. Call it anything else. Call it like Batman in London, or you know, Batman versus the Eraser, because the terrorist group are trying to erase like everything good he's done, or just call it something else. I don't care, but don't call it Batman the Detective when you don't have Batman doing any detectiving. That's all I'm saying. Like, other than that, it's a good, fun, entertaining story with good artwork. Like the artwork's really good. The story is good. It's just, I kind of came into this expecting detectiving, and I got none whatsoever. I'm hoping that will change, but we're 2 issues out of 6, and the title is Batman the Detective, and Batman has done no detective work. So, yeah, whatever. But, I mean, I know, like, this kind of been like a negative video in a sense. It's just, I'm really hanged up on that. It's really annoying because I really want to see a detective Batman. But I mean, let's just ignore the title. Let's just call it Batman. We'll call it Batman in London. So how's Batman in London? It's good. I like it. It's a good story. It's false advertising with the title, but other than that, it's good. Like it's entertaining. It's good action, good artwork. I like it. I enjoy it. I would give it like a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. It's a B+. It's good. I just don't call Batman Detective if you're not going to do any detective stuff. But yeah, again, I keep repeating myself, but good issue, good series, does get recommend. However, if you're looking for Batman doing detective work, you're not going to find it here, at least not so far. But if you can ignore that the title is a lie, this is actually a good series so far. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Tell me what you think. Have you been reading it? If so, what are your thoughts? Do you feel like the title is a lie like I do? And yeah, if you have any recommendations, let me know. It can be comics, it can be manga. I will say that manga is kind of on the shelf for a while just because MangaDex is down. And I know there's plenty of other sites. But MangaDex has all my series bookmark and where I left off and stuff like that. So trying to track down every series and where I left off is just going to be annoying. So I'm just going to wait for MangaDex to come back up. And at the time of this recording, it hasn't yet. But yeah. Also, sorry for not getting a video up on Monday. Things have just been very busy, and I just didn't have time to do a recording. But anyways, hope you enjoyed. Hope to catch you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.